evening, and welcome to this edition of the Greater Reading Young Professionals on BCTV. The band you just saw is our very own Get It Grip band. It's comprised of band members Dawn Bayo, Charles Wainio, Jim Kurtz, and Mike Simmons. The Greater Reading Young Professionals, also known as GRIP, was established to provide a forum to attract, engage, and retain young professionals to the Greater Reading area. The group is supported by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and is comprised primarily of young professionals ranging in age from 21 to 45 years of age. In keeping with GRIP's mission, we decided to produce a television program that is created for young professionals, by young professionals, and allows us to discuss topics, concerns, and passions that are relevant to the Greater Reading young professionals living in this area. GRIP provides a wide range of benefits, including monthly networking events and educational sessions. I encourage you guys to get involved and come out to one of our upcoming events. You can always visit our website, www.greaterreadingyp.org, for more information regarding any of our upcoming events or on the organization itself. Coming up, we will have Rachel Bayshore, the former GRIP president, and also Patrick Vilecki, who is our newly elected president. We encourage you guys to call in with any questions or comments that you may have. The call-in number is 610-378-0426. But first, I would like to introduce you to some of our newly elected board members. Joining me today are board members Letitia Schuneman, Bill Siernick, and Kate Flowers. So I'd like to introduce you guys, and thank you for joining me this evening. Well, first up, Letitia, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Letitia Schuneman. I am an attorney at Leibowitz Heller in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. I'm originally from Reading. I went to Reading Central Catholic. I graduated in 1996. I went to college in Kutztown. I have my master's degree in criminal justice from St. Joe's. I have a master's degree, well, actually, I have my JD from Widener University in Harrisburg, and I have my master's in Masters of Law and Taxation from Villanova University.
Oh, great.
I practice primarily in the estate and trust planning and administration and corporate business work.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having us.
And next we have Bill Siernick. How are you, Bill?
I'm fine.
Good,
Thank you.
Good to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Bill Siernick. I'm a financial advisor with Waddell & Reed in Wyomissing. Okay. I've been with them for 4 years, and coming up on 4 years as a Berks County resident. I'm not from the area. Actually, I was born and raised in New Jersey and spent the early part of my career in New York City. Okay. My dad is a Pennsylvania native, which is somewhat of a factor of why I'm back here. But my story is somewhat interesting in that I'm told that anyway by other people who are from here and a lot of my fellow GRIP members. I came to this area because of a lot of the opportunities that are offered here, both in terms of the cost of living, proximity to other metropolitan areas, and just quite frankly the opportunity to raise a family here. So that's a little bit about who I am and why I'm here.
Okay, well, great, and thank you for coming on. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
And next up we have Kate Flowers. Kate, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Kate Flowers. I am in marketing. I work for a Reading-based company, C.H. Briggs. I work in the marketing department, doing mainly advertising placement, marketing and communications, and a lot of programs and promotions for the surfacing products that we represent. And my family moved to Berks County when I was in high school, so I graduated from Exeter Township. And I also have a marketing degree from Kutztown University. I'm recently back into this area for the past 2 years. After college, I did a little bit of traveling, moved back to this area 2 years ago, and I'm just really happy to be here to be supporting the local community and being involved with organizations such as GRIP.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, let me ask you, how did you first become involved with the Greater Reading Young Professionals?
Well, having moved back to the community after being gone for several years, I just wanted to find a way to connect with other young professionals. And I heard about this group actually through my company, that I work for, and just went to a meeting and immediately felt comfortable and felt like it could be a really good fit for myself. And since then, I've made a lot of good contacts and had a really good time getting to know the other members.
Good, good. Bill, I'm going to toss the next question to you.
Sure.
You've been very, very involved in the organization. When you first decided to get involved, what was your first event experience like? Could you describe that a little bit for someone who may be thinking of attending one of our events, but may have some reservations? What can they expect to encounter once they come to an event?
Well, it's interesting. I knew some people who were part of GRIP and kind of a central part of GRIP for a while before I attended the first event, so I kind of had that connection. But it's a really interesting organization. I found it to be very welcoming. The events we do are a lot of fun, but they're also informative and engaging. I think that's what drew me so much to the group, that this group is not just about having a good time and a social network and a business referral network and all the things that you would expect from a young professionals group, but I found a really interesting core group of people who are very committed to the greater Reading area, to seeing this area improve, and really working together with a common vision. It's very unique, and I've told many people that outside of this area that it's a very unique core group of young professionals, and it's growing, and that's a really exciting thing. So I was drawn to it for a couple of reasons, really.
Okay, good to hear that. Letitia, tell me about your first event, the first one you went to. Where was it at, and what was the experience like?
Okay. My first event was the Presidential Wine and Cheese Social in February of 2008, and it was a great, building a little bit on what Bill said earlier, it was a great core of people and individuals. And everyone there, not only is it a great experience, but you are establishing relationships. Outside of business relationships, you meet a good sense of great core, down-to-earth, great people, and it's a good base for friendships. I just did want to build on Bill's comments briefly. Not only is it professionals, I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, I can't join that organization, it's just professionals. I know one of my friends was like, I'm not a professional. I'm like, yes, you are. Come out, meet the people, build relationships, build business relationships, and you'll see it's not what people are expecting. It's not what people anticipate it's going to be. So I encourage everybody to come out and experience GRIP.
I think that's a great point to speak to, because a lot of people do assume that the organization is composed of just professionals, business professionals, but I mean, we have people from all walks of life. We have entrepreneurs, we have small business owners, we have a very diverse group of people that are involved in the organization. And just to piggyback on what we were just saying, how have you benefited from being involved in the organization?
Well, I guess first is the relationship aspect of it. I've met some great people who I consider really close friends of mine that I can rely on in the business aspect, in the business sense, and also on a friendship sense, on a friendship level. It is great for business networking, and also how I benefited is seeing a group of individuals who care about the community and want Reading to be a better place for our family, for our children, and just for our businesses.
Right. Now, as I mentioned, several of you guys are involved in different committees within the organization. So, Kate, I'm going to pose this question to you. You are involved in the Community Advancement Organization or Committee. So, can you talk to us a little bit about that, about some of the things that you guys are involved in?
Yeah, absolutely. The Community Advancement Committee it's a lot of fun. It's a group of GRIP members who have gotten together and really just focus on ways that we can support the local community. We've done a lot of really fun, interesting events. We had a Light the Night team, which supported the Leukemia Society. We all got together, we raised money, and we went out and we walked with our balloons in support of those who are battling blood cancers. That was one of the first events that I took part in. Most recently, we served and prepared a meal for the folks at Opportunity House, which was really a lot of joy. It fell right within the holiday season, so it felt really good to give back to the community at a time where, you know, there's people who are less fortunate than us. And then one of our biggest events that I participated in was the Safe Trick or Treat that we put on the Penn corridor. So we brought out all the families in the area, opened up businesses. They stayed open late. They gave candy out to the kids who were in costume. The families were there, and it was really just a nice time. So the Community Advance Committee just does whatever we can to, you know, support businesses and services.
Oh, great. We actually have a call from a home viewer. Caller, are you there?
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Well, thank you for calling in.
Sure.
And
I was calling in to say I wish I was there tonight. This is Christy. I actually was just elected as the events co-chair, and I was supposed to be there tonight, but I'm still at work, so I wanted to call you and tell you how great a job you guys are doing. And I wanted to give you my personal story of why GRIP is so important to me. I actually am a Berks County native, and a lot of my friends who have, you know, been born and raised in the area have left town and actually gone to other cities, you know, New York, California, anywhere they can go. But I'm here because I really care about the community, and I think it's so important that we're here. We're doing a good job to work with the community leaders and try and make Reading a better place to kind of keep everybody here, that attract, engage, and retain all the young professionals, because we are the future of the community. I graduated from YMSing in 2001 and from Kutztown, like Letitia, in 2005, and here we are now trying to work towards Berks County growing and keeping people here. Now as the events coordinator, co-chair with Robin Jones, former secretary, I think it's so important. If anybody out there is looking to learn more about our organization, to hold events with us or even get to know us, we work with all kinds of community leaders and businesses. Just to get your name out there, I've met so many people. It's great to be involved in. And actually, I joined in 2006. It was the first thing I did graduating from college. And it's the best thing I ever did. I met so many great people, so many great friends and business contacts. It's just been so fantastic. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but I really wanted to give you props over there.
Oh, well, thank you for calling in, Christy. We're sorry that you couldn't join us this evening, but it was great to hear from you.
Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good night. Okay. In keeping with the discussion about the committees, both Bill and Letitia are also involved in our Legislative Impact Committee. Would you guys just mind taking a few moments just to discuss the organization or the committee and some of the things that are involved with that?
Sure. A little over a year ago, there were a number of us in the GRIP organization who had a vision to become more engaged in politics, in legislation, and more importantly, to engage our membership in what's going on in the community at that level. I think one of the main issues we face as a nation today is that young people, and young professionals in particular, are either disengaged from the political process or just don't understand it and therefore stay away from it. So we've really tasked ourselves with looking at who we are as an organization, getting a better sense of who we're made up of. What are our members like? Do they own homes? Are they business owners? Do they vote? Where do they live? And really trying to see how we can, as an organization, get more engaged in the political process. You know, Kate made a really good point earlier. I mean, we are the future of this area, and if we don't take that seriously, guess what? The baton is going to get passed at some point, and nobody's going to be there to receive it. So it's a really interesting group within the GRIP organization. We all have kind of a common passion, a common vision. Many of us are coming from different angles, politically, economically, but I think that's what makes it particularly unique, that a group of diverse people can sit down at the table and kind of share a common vision for let's make the greater Reading area a great place to work, stay, live, and let's really all be engaged and get engaged in the future of this area from a political and an economic standpoint. So it's been really exciting to see it come together, and we held our first legislative mixer actually a few months ago, and had a great deal of success with that. And actually, I also sit on a committee with the Chamber of Commerce as well. And one of the local elected officials just sang our praises and gave kudos to the GRIP organization for that event and for what we're doing. So it's being recognized on many levels, and I think we're starting to make some headway. So I'm really excited about it and just very grateful to be a part of it. So.
Great, great. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me this evening. And up next, we will have Rachel Bayshore and Patrick Bilecki. But up first, we will take another look at our Get a Grip band.
That's the way it seems. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a train. I'm down in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I could leave her if I tried. The more I gave, the less I got. Oh, what's the use of trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a train. Down in my mind, I'm in love. I'm a believer. I could leave her if I tried.
Joining me now is Rachel Bayshore. Rachel actually served as the GRIP president for the past 2 years during 2008 and 2009. So she's actually just rolled off the board. But I actually invited her on to talk a little bit about GRIP because she's been involved in the organization pretty much since inception. So I brought her on to talk a little bit about the backstory, the history. So let's go ahead and do that. How did the organization come about?
The organization was started actually as YPN Berks, and it was begun by the Chamber of Commerce, which at that point was the Manufacturers Association. It was part of the Stay Invent PA grant that was done on a statewide level because they realized that there was a real problem with brain drain from the state, and that means that young professionals people were coming to the universities and the colleges, of which we have many in the state, and they were leaving to find other job opportunities and not staying in the state. So the idea was to try and form organizations, and we were one of many across the state that were designed to try and attract, retain, and engage young professionals in their local areas with the idea that if we could put down roots, whether they be family, community-based, service-based, then we could really find a way to get people connected to this area. So that was the real push. YPN Berks relaunched itself in 2006 as the Greater Reading Young Professionals because we wanted to get away from the focus so much on the whole Berks County thing, and we really wanted to focus on Reading because it's the core of our county. So we've had a lot of focus on that. We had a big launch at the Canal Street Pub. It was really a lot of fun. We had Senator O'Pake come and speak to the group and address us as a kind of a hopeful thing. And then from there, we've just taken off. It's been unbelievable. So,
and what has been the reception from the community of the organization?
It's been amazing. First of all, from the young professionals community, people will come to events and say that they had no idea that there were so many other young professionals in this area. If you're not from here, you may not know other people that are your age. You may not work with those people. So when you come to an event, you'll see it could be anywhere from 50 to 80 to 100 young professionals in one place. It's a little bit daunting, but it's a really welcoming group. So you get a lot of young professionals that really appreciate that they have this group to find a forum to reach the rest of the community. And the rest of the community has really responded to us in a very positive way because they see us as, you know, as you had mentioned earlier, kind of passing the baton. You know, we need to be ready to take on the leadership roles. So there are a lot of really eager and very engaged young professionals that are ready to do that. So we've gotten a lot of enthusiasm.
Great. Now, speaking of passing the baton, Patrick was actually elected as our president for the 2010-2011 period. So, Patrick, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on. You have been very involved with GRIP. So, if you could just talk about some of your experiences within the organization, some of your involvement on the committees, that'd be good.
Sure. My name is Patrick Galecki. I've been the treasurer of GRIP for the past about 2 years. And as Charmaine said, when I first started, there's been so much growth in the organization, which has been really exciting to see. I think I started as treasurer 2 years ago, and there was about maybe 100 members or something like that, and I think now we're around 400. And to see that kind of growth in that amount of time has really been exciting. And not only the number of people, but how many things we've been able to accomplish. We've gotten a lot more involved in the community. Gotten a lot more involved in the political scene, like Bill had mentioned earlier. And there's just so many initiatives that we have so many energetic board members. You could see it with those that just joined the board and how such great ideas and energy that everybody brings to it. It's great to see that happening and so many people that want to be involved.
Right. Now, as the new president, I mean, I don't want you to give all your secrets away, but what are some things that we can expect for the upcoming year with the organization?
Well, I think that there was a couple points that were mentioned earlier that I want to expand upon. The one big initiative I think will be looking at trying to diversify our membership. We've had a lot of membership growth, but I think we're missing some different demographics. We've had some people that say to us that because they don't wear a coat and tie to work or some kind of a business suit, they don't feel that they're a professional. And we don't see our organization as that. We see it as wanting to cover a lot of different professions. We've also talked about reaching out to college students to get some of those involved. And I think there's so many more possibilities than that, but I think at this point we're trying to, we've gotten the organization solid establishment in the community. Now we're looking at how else can we branch out and touch other areas as well.
Right. I know some of the board members earlier discussed how they became involved. So what made you decide to get involved in the organization?
When I got involved about 2 years ago as a treasurer, but before that I had attended events and things like that. I was similar to, as Christy had mentioned when she called in, that when I graduated from high school and came back from college, a lot of my friends had moved out of the area that I grew up with around here. And although you make business contacts, it's nice to be able to socialize and network with people that are your peers and are maybe facing some of the same opportunities or challenges that you are. So it was a welcome when I had heard about the organization just being established. It was something that I saw and thought, wow, that's something I'm really looking for, because it was kind of a void to be able to have that professional contact with people your own age and be able to have a large group like that.
Right. Now we have another call from a home viewer. Caller, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi. I was wondering, as a new member, what can I expect with events? Do you have monthly events, or is there anything that I can do to be more involved?
We do have monthly events. There are Third Thursday events. Different businesses in the community sponsor the events. And it's a great way for you to get involved. It's great icebreakers. We would love for you guys to come out and join us. Our events are always posted on our website, which is www.greaterreadingyp.org, so you can get information about past and future events, and then also about the organization itself that way.
Okay, so there's a chance to network, but also do, community involvement, volunteering, and stuff like that, too.
Absolutely, absolutely. The first step is to come out to an event, and, once you come out and you get involved, I promise, we'll put you to work.
Okay. Well, thank you. I will check out the website.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for calling, and we look forward to seeing you at an upcoming event.
Thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Great. Okay, good. So now as president, because you were formerly the treasurer, where am I going with this? Now that you're involved, what am I trying to say? Like, what has been your personal experience since being involved?
Well, I would say that...
how have you benefited from being involved in the organization?
Well, I've certainly made a lot of friends through the organization.
Mm-hmm.
I have made some business contacts. I've made a lot of contacts that I think eventually will turn into more business contacts, mm-hmm. because these are some of, I think, the brightest and really involved young people in the area. So to me, it's just been great to be able to establish those relationships, because down the road, I think that will be a lot of win-win situations for me and other people and all of our members.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you both for joining me. And as always, we encourage you guys to come out and join us for an upcoming event. You can get tons of information about the organization and our upcoming events from our website. Again, it's www.greaterreadingyp.org. And you can also watch us every month, every first Wednesday of the month at 8:30 p.m. here on BCTV. So thanks again for joining us. Have a great night.